So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna develop another mental model that can be helpful for you in order to obviously take as best as possible of insights that obviously will contribute for your decision making. And it's something that you have to remark in your mind that as better you are in decision making, better is so the probability of you getting prosperity since the outcomes that you get in your life having like a good type of correlation with so your ability to take good decisions. And to be someone that takes good decisions, you have to be able to get informations about so how the reality works. And then so I really expect you to help me by subscribing and afterwards seeing other views so to make you a better person, to gain you more insights. And then so today we're going to talk about another mental model that's taken from the economy field that's called monopoly. It's the one that people understand the concept, but we're going to develop more how they're created, how they're defined, historical examples, and how so obviously to use in your favor, or if you are a business owner, or if you are a client trying so to not deal with the bad type of things that comes with a monopoly. And then so the definition, a monopoly exists when a single firm is the sole provider of a product or service in a market, giving it so a substantial control over pricing and supply. And then so what are the key characteristics of a monopoly? A single seller, so only one firm controls the market, is the one that makes the prices, is a price maker. The monopolist can set prices rather than taking them from the market. So I set the price, which so I allot as well define what's gonna be so the people that are gonna buy the products, because by defining and having total control about what's gonna be the price that's gonna be settled, I'm so gonna control obviously as well indirectly what's gonna be the people that are gonna have to access from that specific type of offering that I have so to provide. And as any type of business, we always tend to do the same. We seek the profit, we maximize the profit. And why so we don't like monopoly? Because monopoly it tends to maximize the profit of the company, but is not efficient. And what is efficiency? We tend to say as efficiency is when we make a product, we have also to make a product that in terms of the prices, then the product is gonna get so prioritized, it's gonna be equal to the marginal cost of that specific product. So the reality is that what happens in a monopoly? In a monopoly, the reality is that a company, if he had to sell more, if you had like to make more products, he still will do at a low, the price of the cost to produce, it will still remaining being lower than the price that will so sell. But what we have to understand is that when we want to maximize profit, it's a relation of maximizing price multiplied by the quantified that I sell. So the prices and the quantified of that I sell of products at that price less the cost that I have to sell that specific product. So it can be like the medium cost of a product multiplied by the number of products that I sell. And then so what happens? As much people have access to a product, so as much quantities I sell of a product, the tendency is that if I want to produce to more people, I want to sell for more people, I have to reduce the price because at some specific high price, just a small ones can. As much so, I reduce the price of a product. More people are able to produce of their budget to get and to spend their budget in the product that I have to provide. What tends to happen? The configuration of price multiplication by the key defines so the revenue. The multiplication of the medium cost by the quantities of product that I do and sell is going to be so the cost side. Revenue less revenue, so taken away the costs is the profit. What happens? The companies maximize it, so it arranges a combination that sees I have to get data for how much I have to deal with costs to so scale my production. As well, do a study about what's going to be the prices that I'm going to be able to prioritize if I want so to sell a specific type of quantities so in the market. And what is the problem? So is that it's like a mathematical type of equation. And what you see, we arrange so a specific type of prioritization of market. So the position that maximizes the profit of the company is characterized by selling at some specific price, certain specific type of quantities at certain specific cost. And why so is not efficient is all the majority of these combinations will lead then we're in a point that if the company has done will done and sell more products, so providing more goods for new people, that's like the main goal in the macro scenario. That's why we have built an economy, we have made an economy to provide resources for everyone. In the monopoly type of position, they will remain being able to produce and making so at some price that will so remaining being higher than the costs. But why they don't do it? Because if they had to produce at more quantities, they will add so to reduce the prices, and they will add to reduce the prices for all the products. And that's a combination for a trade-off that I increase the quantity of products that I sell, but I have so to reduce the prices for every one of these quantities that I sell, gonna create a lesser margin of profit. And it's not efficient. So why? Because we're not producing at max cost. We're not so producing till a point that the prices of the new thing will be so at least equal of the costs. We still will be able to produce that the price of the thing will be higher than the cost. And that's why so we call this not efficient, because in a perfect competition type of market, what will happen, the people will produce so more exist so people competing that they will so try to produce much more as possible. And then so we will try to what, you'll try to maximize as possible the production, because it's not easy to them to get profit, because exists so much supply that so they're not like they just have to get in count and just have to sell for a simple type of demands. Like the markets really have a good partition. And then so the problem in perfect competition that sometimes exists too much in terms of being low the demand in comparison with how much the supply exists. In the opposite, in the market, the business, they chose to not produce more because they don't maximize their own type of objectives, profit, even if what the market as all will be still be something to that is reasonable to do, because the costs to produce will be remain being lower than the prices that will be practiced and will be left to be offered to so sell for that specific type of quantities, in terms so obviously to meet all the demand that exists in a population. And then so a unique product, high barriers to entry, so it's not easier to exist people to make competition for the market. Price maker, just one so defines the market. And single seller, just one so sells just like one specific type of company that does it. Real-world examples: utilities like water, electricity, and natural gas often function as monopolies because the infrastructure costs are so high that duplicating them will be inefficient, and then just one company controls that specific type of markets. Government sanctioned monopolies. Some industries, such as the postal service or public transportation, may be run as monopolies with government backing to ensure uniform access and regulation. What do you have to understand? Implications: consumer impact, higher prices, reduced choice, economic efficiency, so we have a lucrative inefficiency. Resources may not be used in the most optimal way, because I know that I have so much people to offering that I'm not gonna give like I'm not gonna so look for trying to reduce as possible the costs, the type of spends that I have, because I always gonna have people that's gonna meet my demands as much as higher as the prices can be. And then so resources are not used in the most optimal way because doesn't exist competition. That's a reality. When we have and we are present in a competition, we tend to praise more the thing, and which so we see that people are not following because they are not have competition. I so don't give the same value for the resources, and resources are limited, and that's so why we want them to be used efficiently. Potential for innovations, well, if just one is using and applying in the market, not going to exist so competition. Market dynamics, so the absence of competition lead to stagnation. Monopolies may have little incentive to improve as well their products or services, wherever in some regulated industries this can mitigate it. That's so what we want. So what are the strategies to navigate or regulate monopolies? Antitrust laws, enforce legal regulations to prevent the formation of monopolies and break up existing ones that abuse their power. Price controls, implement mechanisms to keep prices in check when monopolies are necessary for infrastructural reasons. Encouraging competition, promoting policies that lower barriers to entry, even in markets traditionally dominated by a single provider. For consumers, informed decisions, stay aware of the market conditions and support alternatives when available. Innovation is disruption, so new business models and technological advances can sometimes disrupt tech monopolies, providing new opportunities for competition. So, what I expect that this video can be helpful to you in order to making you have some type of takeaway from this. And so I expect you all to help me by subscribing and afterwards seeing other videos. So without much more to say, see you in the next one.